All right, let's begin this Mother's Day practice in a seated position. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat, and if you do have a pillow, a block to sit on, I've been using this lately, just a tightly rolled up towel taped together makes a really great yoga block if you don't happen to have one in your home. So let's just take a moment here in a seated position. Clear the flesh from underneath you. Take a deep breath in and draw your shoulders up by your ears. And on the exhale, just let your shoulders roll down your back, almost like they're melting. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to bring the shoulders up. And exhale to settle them down the back. 1 more time. Lift and squeeze. And then just let that tension melt away as your shoulders drop. We're going to start this practice with our right hand palm up and the left hand inside of the right hand. So both of the palms are up. The back of the left hand is sitting inside the palm of the right, and then let your thumbs touch. So your hands are making this little circle, this little oval shape. And once you get your hands settled into this mudra, close your eyes and breathe. This is the mudra of wholeness, of completion. Our masculine hand, our strong hand, is holding our feminine hand. Our strength is just cradling our softness. And as we begin this practice on this Mother's Day, let's just acknowledge all of the ways that that can show up for us. Taking deep breaths and just acknowledging those of us that are mothers, allowing patience for ourselves in that difficult role, especially now. And for those of us who have mothers, just taking this time to just honor and express love and gratitude for the woman who gave us life. And just honoring and sending out love and comfort for anyone who is not celebrating this day with their mother for any reason. For those people in the world who long to be a parent and for any reason can't, just sending love and comfort on a day that might be hard. As we begin this practice, let's feel our roots, our sitting bones reaching down into our mother, Mother Earth. And let's feel the stability here and the safety of being held by her, being together on and with her. One big family. Let your hands come together in front of your heart as you take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, again, just bring to mind an intention for this time. Release your hands Release anything that you are sitting on and bring yourself around into a tabletop position. And then once you find the tabletop position, just start to spread your fingers wide. We're going to tuck the toes under and just push some weight back over our heels, starting to feel a stretch underneath the toes and in the bottom of the feet. And we'll begin this movement section with movement between down dog and child's pose. And I'd like to invite you to move really slowly. So we start by just picking up the knees and then slowly straightening the legs. It's just as slow as you can. Let the heels stay high and then drop toward the earth. And then just as slowly we'll lift onto our toes. We'll put a giant bend in our knees and just descend very slowly back down. Let's do that a few times. I'm going to give you time today to explore these movements and these postures. And just find your breath, a breath that matches the movement. Moving with a tenderness, moving with a nurturing energy, a kindness to your body, a gentleness to your soul. And let's find our way into downward facing dog, and then just turn one of your feet upside down. Come to the top of your toes and stretch your ankle in the opposite way. We'll do that on both sides a couple of times. Just rolling through the top of your foot and the front of your ankle. Coming up on the toes again, let's put that bend in our knees, dropping the knees to the earth, and this time, child's pose with knees wide. Bring your toes to touch and just start to stretch your arms long over your head. And we'll be here for a few breaths, so if you'd like, you can take your hands onto something. So it can be a pillow, maybe even the edge of a chair, just giving you a little elevation through your hands to allow your head to drop down and your shoulders to stretch. Take some deep breaths here into your shoulders, into your upper back. And then let's release that. Setting any props aside, our knees come together. Raise up to your knees and step one foot forward and lower down into a kneeling lunge. Just take a second there to feel what's happening in that back leg. And then we'll tuck the back toes. Let's lift the knee and drop it back down. So just the same thing. How slowly can we move from one pose to the next? Just finding space in the body. And we're going to walk our hands to the wide edge of the mat and just take a gentle bend in one knee and then the other. So we're just adding movement slowly. And we'll end that by bending our left knee, turn toward the back of the mat, and just drop that knee and pause in a kneeling lunge. Just take a moment to see what's happening here. We've all been doing a lot of sitting in front of our screens. The hip flexors are paying the price. Just imagine shining a little light into that place that's been pinched and folded. Tucking the back toe, just lift the knee and lower really slowly a few times. And then the next time we lift that knee, let's walk our hands again to the center. And maybe it's a little bit bigger movement now, toes turning out and a little deeper lunge from side to side as the hips begin to wake up. We'll turn back toward the front foot. Let's step our back foot to meet that front foot and come into ragdoll, fingertips touching elbows. Put a generous bend in your knees. Pull the fingers down, nod your head yes. Shake your head no. As you breathe here, breathe in nurturing, healing energy. Allow that energy to fill your whole body. And pressing hands to shins, let's lengthen halfway. And from this flat back, just put an easy bend in your knees. Let your arms reach behind you, and we'll take a gentle flow, scooping the fingertips down the floor and up to extended mountain, maybe even a back bend. Let's just do that a few times, scooping the arms back and up. And finding just some joy in this movement, some ease, some nurturing. One more time, we'll reach the arms high. Find extended mountain. And then with your feet just a little bit wider, take a hold of one wrist and stretch your side body. Pressing down through the foot, lifting up through the wrist. Breathe into your waist, your ribs, your shoulder, and then come to center and switch. And as we come back to center, feet are a little bit wider than hips distance apart. We're going to create a little flow here. So we're going to inhale, arms up. Then we're exhaling back into cactus arms, back bend. Inhale high. And as the hands come to heart, sink low into chair. And we'll do that a few times. Reach high on the in-breath. Open back on the exhale. Reach high and sink into chair. If you'd like, you can take your feet even wider. Just let your body open up here, building some heat. And starting to use ujjayi breath, that whisper breath, like an H sound with your lips closed. And let's take that movement just a little bit faster, just building a little more heat. Still maintaining this nurturing energy, this gentleness, but moving with just a little bit more fire. And do that 2 more times. And then let your arms settle at your sides. Bring your feet closer together. Roll your shoulders up and allow them to melt down your back. We're going to move through a modified version of sun salutations just a couple of times. So inhale, float your arms high. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. On an in-breath, step your right foot back and drop that knee to the earth. Exhale, child's pose. Shifting forward, take a deep breath in and then just bend your elbows and melt your whole body to the earth. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, lower your chin, press back to Child's Pose. Inhale, step your right foot forward, kneeling lunge. Tucking the back toes, exhale, forward fold. With soft knees, inhale, scoop the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's do that again. Reach high, float the arms high. Hands through heart, forward fold. Step the left foot back, drop the knee to the earth. And exhale, Child's Pose. Shifting forward, take a deep breath in, lower down, and come up to Cobra. Lower down, press back to Child's Pose. And then inhale, left foot steps forward. Tuck the back toes, exhale, forward fold. With soft knees, scoop the arms high and reach the hands to heart. Inhale, float the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right foot steps back, drop your knee. Exhale, Child's Pose. Shifting forward, lower to the mat. Feeling warmth and heat in your body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Pressing back to Child's Pose. Inhale to step the right foot forward. And exhale, forward fold. Sweep the arms high, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's go one more time. Reach high. Fold in half. Soft knees. Left foot steps back, drop that knee. And press to Child's Pose. Shift forward, spin the elbows, lower down. Peel up to Cobra. Lower down and press back to Child's Pose. On your in-breath, the left foot steps forward. Tuck your back toes. Lift the knee and find forward fold. With softness in those knees, reach high. And hands come to heart center. Turn your feet out to the corners of your mat. You can stay facing forward or you can turn side. Just reach your arms wide. Come up into a sunflower pose. And then as the knees bend, we're just going to open the arms into sun pose. Some call this sun goddess. I just want you to open your chest like you're holding the sun, a big, beautiful ball of heat on your chest. And we're just going to move with this posture. So on the inhale, our fingers touch overhead. And the exhale, we open down into that plie. Movement with breath. Let's make that a little bit bigger. On the inhale, fingers touch. On the exhale, fingers sweep on the earth. Breathe in, reach tall. Just see if you can feel all of your joints bending and straightening, being lubricated, being hydrated, being nourished. Reach the fingers as high as you can. Turn all the toes forward. So you're still in this wide position. Let your arms come out into a T, out through the fingertips, and then drop your hands behind. to reach either toward each other or interlace your fingers. Deep breath as the collarbones lift. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to do that motion a few times, moving from the hips. Keep your spine long and neutral. Hinge from the hips. Let the knuckles come up and over. You might put a soft bend in your knees if you're feeling strain in your back. And the next time we come forward, let's pause, holding this wide forward fold. So with your hands reaching to the ceiling and your head dropped to the earth, just rock your arms side to side. Just feel a little something in your shoulders, your neck, and then settle in the center. Slowly release the fingers. Let the arms come down to the outside edges of your feet. With soft knees, bend your elbows and pull your head down. Exhale and just see what you find here. And then walk your fingertips right under your face. Press to a flat back. With soft knees, let's twist. So the right hand is in the middle, the left arm opens. And we'll move back and forth a few times. Left hand in the center, lift the right. Find a little movement with breath. It's like you're just looking around inside of your body for something that seems interesting, something that captures your attention, something that brings you back here to this present moment, this experience of moving and breathing in your body. One more time, both ways. And then let's turn again to the front edge of our mat, coming back into downward facing dog. Just notice if your muscles are waking up, feeling a little more warm and loose. Let's raise the right leg high, circle out the ankle. And on the exhale, step that foot between your thumbs. You're going to stay on the back toes and press up to high lunge, arms reaching overhead. And then just take a hold of your left wrist, pull up and out through the left side of your body. Breathe into that place where you feel that sensation. And then keep all that length as you reach your fingers high. Drop your back heel to the floor. Come into warrior one. And we'll add movement with breath here. On the inhale, let your thumbs reach back, not to the point where you feel strained in your low back, just opening in space. And on the exhale, move from the hips. The arms go with you and then swing behind. Head drops down. Let's move with breath. Again, we have lots of time to move slow, to explore, to play, to be curious. What do you notice along the way between arms up and arms back? What's here? Let's reach the arms up one more time, back as far as you can, and then release the fingers to the earth. Step back to downward facing dog. Your choice to stay here or to take a vinyasa. If you're moving through vinyasa today, toes or knees are fine. Stop when you're halfway down, and then either cobra or up dog. We'll meet in down dog. We'll raise our left leg high and softly step between the thumbs. Staying on our back toes, let's come up, high lunge. And we'll take a hold of the right wrist, stretching up and out of the right side of the body. Breathe here, feel here, arrive here. And the fingers lift high, dropping the back heel. Let's find warrior one. Beautiful. Warrior one, let the thumbs reach back, heart lift high. And then just slowly, the whole torso from the hips forward and the arms reach back. Head drops down. Begin to explore this movement with your breath. Bringing in nurturing energy, compassion, unconditional love for yourself, patience. Can you bring those qualities to this movement? Let's reach one more time. Exhale, hands to mat. Downward facing dog, your choice. Stay here or take vinyasa. When you feel ready, right leg kicks high again. Let's step between our thumbs. We'll stay on the back toes again. Reach high, high lunge. And then keep all of that height and then just pivot, drop that back heel. Not much changes. Good, opening out, warrior two. Looking out over your right hand. Turn that palm like you're offering something and reverse the warrior. In reverse warrior, wrap your left arm behind your back. Start to reach toward the top of that right leg. And you might even be able to sense that you're pressing down with your left fingers and lifting up with your right. Breathe deep here. It's an expansive posture. Good. That arm comes out to the side. Warrior two. Let's straighten the right leg and shift into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So this is a great place to bring a prop. You can place your hand on a block. I'm using tightly rolled towel with duct tape. These home workouts, you do what you can, right? In this position, bend and straighten that front leg a few times. Move from side angle to triangle. Just gonna see what happens there in your body. And then come up into a full expression of triangle pose, Uttita Trikonasana. Let the arms start to reach over your head. Breathe, nurturing energy, healing energy into the side of your body. Powerful, healing energy. That arm swings all the way back to the back leg. Put a bend in the front knee, reverse warrior. And windmill your hands to the earth, downward facing dog. Your choice, stay or flow vinyasa. And then let's raise the left leg high. Step through low lunge. And we'll stay on those back toes as we come up, bringing energy up, high lunge. And then keep all of that lift as you drop your back heel, warrior one. Peeling that open, warrior two. And we're just looking over the left middle knuckles. Turn to face you. So that left palm lifts. This time, receive something. Receive something in your left hand. And then reverse your warrior. The right arm wraps behind the back, pressing down through the fingers into that left leg. And the left arm lifts high. Take it in. Breathe deep. And then let's open the arms into warrior two, straightening our left leg. Reach the fingers forward as far as you can so your arms stay flat like a tabletop, and then just cartwheel into the pose. Feel free to grab any prop to place under your fingers. And then let's just play bending and straightening that front knee. Feet stay firm, spine stays long. Open and hold Trikonasana. And then begin to arc that arm up over your head. Extended triangle. Your right foot presses firmly to the earth while your right fingers reach. Breathe into that space. Nurturing, healing energy. And then let the arm draw a big rainbow overhead and down to your thigh. Place a bend in the knee. Reverse your warrior. On the exhale, windmill your hands to the earth. Downward facing dog. Stay or flow. Your choice. Let's drop our right knee to the mat. And as you do that, keep your knee on the mat, but kick your right foot off the edge of the mat, opening you up into side plank, kneeling side plank. And then let that arm reach over the head, cross the face, and circle up again. Circle across and open around. I'd like you to see how big of a circle you can draw around yourself. So when you go back, reach way back. When you come down, just draw your head toward the floor. Let this be a torso circle, not just an arm circle. Back bend, side bend, forward fold. We'll take one more round all the way. And then when we release to the earth, let's come to plank pose. Stay here or take a little yogi push-up. And we'll drop the opposite knee, kick that foot off, reach the arm high, and we'll just begin circles with the right arm down into that forward fold, into the back bend. Movement with breath. Exaggerate this motion as much as you can. Draw a bigger circle around you. One more huge circle up and around. And finding our way into kneeling plank. You can take a vinyasa if you like. And then when you're ready, just lower. Lower as slowly as you possibly can. Come all the way down to your belly. Let your forehead rest on the earth for a moment. Relax your feet, your legs, and your hips. Exhale all the air out. And then lift up into a baby cobra. I'm going to do a couple of back bending postures here, back strengthening postures. So starting right here, this is a great place to stay. Cobras have no arms, so there's just no weight in the hands. To come up a little higher, Sphinx Pose is a nice option. So just resting on the forearms, fingers spread wide, and just pulling the heart forward. You can lift your chin, lengthen your spine. It's like you're trying to pull back with your elbows, but forward with your belly button. And just feeling that length in your belly, in your spine. If you'd like to bring your hands back to your ribs and press to upward facing dog on the tops of your feet, that's a nice option as well. Breathe here. And then let's release. And just wiggle out your hips. We're going to take a pose here called Knot Pose, which I think we all have a love-hate relationship with this one. We hate it while we're in it. We love it when we're done. So I'm going to turn to face you so you can kind of see what's going on. But we're going to start from Sphinx Pose. Got the world's smallest yoga studio right here. Start from Sphinx Pose and then take your left hand, thread it underneath your right. Your right arm crosses over the top of your left. So start to wiggle your elbows out wide, palms up. And I want you to get as far as you can. So you're going to feel pressure and tightness in your chest. If you have breasts that are in the way, you want your arms obviously above them. And then tuck your toes and start to walk your body forward so that your forehead can touch the ground. If that's not happening in a million years, bring a block under your forehead and you can kind of inch your way toward that. So knot pose is an incredibly uncomfortable pose by design. So I'd like to invite you to just close your eyes and be uncomfortable for a moment. Close your eyes and feel where there's tension, where there's tightness, and draw your breath to those places. This pose is designed to open those spaces in our back, between our shoulder blades, behind our heart. As you breathe deeply into that space, know that this back body, the back of our heart is where past hurts are stuck. Back here, when we start to open this space, we open the doors of sometimes grief or regret, unforgiveness, some of the shadows of our past. And this posture allows us to just bring some light to those shadow places, some healing, some opening. We're going to lift our head and start to roll onto your left shoulder. This is kind of a funky transition, but if you roll onto your left shoulder all the way around onto your back and just flop your body open, it's going to feel amazing. So you're just going to lay on the floor for a minute in this like 5-pointed star with your arms extended out and your feet wide. And notice that one of your shoulder blades might seem a little heavier than the other on the floor. Deep breath in, big exhale. Bend the left knee and you're going to come back to your belly because we have to do two sides. We have to do that one twice. So if you used a block, have it right here where your forehead will land. This time the right arm goes under and the left arm crosses over. And so take a moment to shift, to wiggle, to find what's there. And then as you tuck your toes and come forward, your head drops down. And once again, just acknowledging that this is an uncomfortable posture. It shouldn't be excruciating, but just uncomfortable. Notice that you might be just tightening through your feet or your glutes, your hands. How much of your body can you relax? Let gravity just open that space in your upper back. You just might imagine a heavy, dark, old door opening slowly, creaking on its hinges, letting in some sunlight. That sunlight starts to burn its way through the dust and cobwebs. And it starts to illuminate a new space. A space where something new can now grow. Take one more in and out breath in knot pose. And then just lift your head, roll onto your right shoulder. Keep rolling and just flop your body open. Just come down onto your back, arms wide, body heavy, and you might just notice that now both shoulder blades are a little more even on the earth. Maybe some symmetry there. If you are comfortable here, I'd like to invite you to just stay on your back, just right where you are, not to disturb the energy. If you'd like to shift so that you're more centered on your mat, or maybe supported by props or covered by a blanket, take a moment to get yourself comfortable for a few moments of Shavasana. Bring your attention to your breath, your slow, sweet, calm, steady, nurturing breath. Each breath that comes in is a nurturing, life-giving breath. Each breath you exhale is a release, a letting go. Allow breath to come in and fill every cell of your body with new life, new energy, nutrients, the richness of this moment. And allow each exhale to take with it everything that has served you already and is ready to leave. Breathe in this new moment. Breathe out and softly release. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, open your mouth and just let that exhale be complete, like a sigh. And then begin to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Start to stretch your body long, luxuriously. And begin to find your way to a seat where we'll finish our practice. And once again, just to clear the flesh beneath you. And let's finish here with one hand over the heart and the other hand covering the first. This gesture of self-care, of self-love, of nurturing. I'd like to offer you these words by Dawna Markova. This is called Landscapes of Your Soul. In Hebrew, there is a wonderful phrase, tikkun olam. It means repairer of the world's soul. As I understand the story from which this phrase comes, it says that every day the world's soul becomes unraveled in some way, and each of us is the mother of it all. It is as if we all hold with both hands the edge of a blanket that covers the entire world. It is the responsibility of each of us to repair our edge of the blanket as far as we can reach. Each of us is a miracle of uniqueness. Each of us, therefore, is responsible for cultivating the full fertility of our soul and all it has to give to the world. So as we end this Mother's Day practice with hands at our heart, I offer that we leave today with that vision of each of us holding our edge of the beautiful blanket that covers the earth, and ask that we today do our part to just mend the edge that's within our reach. Thank you all for joining today. Have a blessed, beautiful day. Namaste.